Hi all, my name... Hey everyone, my name is Reem Assil. I am the chef owner of Reem's California. We're an Arab street corner bakery and restaurant here in the Bay Area with locations in both Oakland and San Francisco. And really our mission is to build community through the warmth of Arab bread and hospitality. So I'm really excited to actually be in your homes cooking with you all today, because that is part of Arab culture, is the communal cooking part. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite dishes, a dish that is one of our best sellers in the restaurant called baba ganoush. For folks who don't know baba ganoush, it's a smoky eggplant dip that is often enjoyed as part of a mezze spread. It's a communal eating of shared plates. We don't eat just one plate, but we eat 5 to 10 small dishes that we usually eat with either our bread or by the spoonful. And most people know baba ganoush as an eggplant tahini dip. Actually, fun fact, if you were to go to the Arab world and ask for baba ganoush, you would often get something that is quite different. In the Arab world, baba ganoush is an eggplant salad, and the eggplant tahini dip is actually called mutabbal. But somehow when it migrated to the US, it became baba ganoush. So we're gonna make it both ways, the way you would get it here in the US and the way you would get it in the Arab world. And it's a way to really impress your friends at any party, or if you were to have sort of an appetizer course. So we're gonna start with baba ganoush the American way, or as we know it in the Arab world as mutabbal. And for this recipe, you're gonna need about 2 medium globe eggplants. Those are like the Italian variety that you would find in any grocery store. 2 plump cloves of garlic. I like mine really nice and garlicky. You're gonna need a 1/4 cup of tahini. You really wanna use high quality tahini. This dip is really as good as its main sort of background product. 2 lemons, 1.5 to 2 lemons. I like mine on the more citrusy side. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. I'm using Turkish cumin actually, which is awesome because it's from my region of the world, from a company called The Spice Hunter. And they're a female-founded spice company from California, and you can find them in Safeway or Buy Right Market. Shout out to Buy right down the street from us. And you're gonna need about a teaspoon of salt and a pinch, about 1/8 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. So there's 2 ways to sort of prepare your eggplant for this dish. One is you can char it over an open fire burner to get that sort of really smoky eggplant flavor. Or you can roast it at 450 degrees on a roasting pan for about 45 minutes to an hour until it's just collapsing on itself and has sort of a nice black color. And after it comes off of the heat, you want to put it into a container and cover it with saran wrap or a warm towel. And really what this does is create a steam effect that makes it easier to take the skin off. So you can see I did that here. You can see kind of it's been in its steam bath. It's released all those really just beautiful juices from the eggplant. So we're gonna start by taking the eggplant pulp out of its skin. And it should be really easy. Like I'm really just barely scraping and the skin is coming right off. And you're gonna throw it in a bowl. So most baba ganoush recipes actually have you put these in a food processor. No food processor here. We're gonna make it the old school way. And that way you know there's eggplant in here. You get kind of the nice chunks of the eggplant. I'm just giving it a rough chop, but we're gonna smash it up in the bowl. So you can either mince the garlic with a knife. I have a handy dandy fancy garlic press. The beauty of this is that you can prepare it way ahead of time, and then it'll bloom and develop its flavors, and the garlic will actually mellow out and provide a lot of complexity to the dip. So if you have time to do this a couple of hours ahead and let it just sit in the refrigerator, that's when you're gonna get the best baba ganoush. So then you're gonna take your lemons. You want about 4 tablespoons worth. That's about a 1/4 cup. Citrus and salt. That is the beauty to a lot of cuisine from the Levant. That is where my family is from. About a teaspoon of salt. Sprinkle that in there. About a pinch, an 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'm gonna do about a 1/2 teaspoon of the cumin. The cumin just adds, you know, another element of smokiness to it. And then last but not least, we're gonna drizzle in our 1/4 cup of tahini. And then if you have a fork or a whisk, I'm gonna use a whisk here. You're gonna just kind of go in and smash this all up. So the best part of these dishes is really the plating. It's actually the final finish because it's like a piece of art. So find your nicest bowl that you want to serve in, and I'm just gonna get this in here. Kind of create divots for yourself because that's where your olive oil is gonna sit. So you're gonna drizzle this with olive oil, and then you want some added bonus. I have pomegranate molasses. You could take pomegranate juice and reduce it down to a molasses, or you can buy this in any Middle Eastern grocery and specialty store, but I just kind of do a little drizzle to sit in the oil, and then some fresh herbs. We like fresh herbs on everything, so parsley is a good combo with this. It's my herb of choice. You can really do anything if you have cilantro and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish this with a little bit of lemon zest. And this is just really a good way to jazz up an otherwise homely colored dish. Voila. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and make baba ganoush, sort of the Arab style. So we're gonna do tomatoes. Tomatoes are in season. I use vine ripened tomatoes, but you can do heirlooms or Roma. Red pepper. This one is roasted here. I like to kind of keep the smoky element of this. And then 1/2 a medium red onion. And I like a little bit of heat in mine. So a serrano pepper, jalapeno, whatever you choose. So we're gonna start with our eggplant again. And these were a little bit smaller, so we're gonna, the recipe that you have at home has 2 tomatoes, but I'm gonna scale back just so that they're not competing with my eggplant. These are a little bit more baby than I want them to be. You want these to be larger. Kind of splitting this open, and you can either peel the skin off, or another sort of technique you can use, actually. And some people don't like the seeds. I don't mind the seeds, but if you see big chunks of them, you can kind of take them out. And I'm just using the edge of a spoon and scraping this out of the skin. And then I'm gonna sort of add my other elements here. So I'm gonna find my nicest vine tomato. Let's do this one. A fine dice here. These tomatoes will break down as they're in the dip, but as fine as you can get them. I'm just giving it a nice rough chop. Small dices here. Throw that in there. All right, and then either your raw or roasted red pepper. Kind of give these a little bit of a rough chop. And then we're gonna take a red onion. It's about 1/2 a medium. I have a large one here, so I'm only gonna do a little bit of this. And I just, food is all about colors, so the nice part of this this dish is that it's just like so colorful. People eat with their eyes, right? If you don't like heat, you can omit this, but I'm gonna add a little zing to this. I love just the flavor of serrano, so you don't even need the seeds. Just gonna add a little bit of that here. Just another speck of color. So 2 cloves of plump garlic. Some citrus. Again, you can go for 1 to 2. I can see these are a little bit hard. They're like giving me some resistance. I know I'm not going to get a full 2 tablespoons out, but you want about 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. About a teaspoon or so of salt. 1/8 teaspoon, if you want to be precise, of freshly ground black pepper. The secret ingredient, my Turkish cumin. About a 1/2 teaspoon of that for some smokiness. And again, if you like it more on the smoky side, you can always add more aromatics. There's really no, this is sort of the base recipe, and you can kind of adjust it based on your own preferences. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this all up. And you really, I mean, for this one, I would recommend, you know, refrigerating this, serving it a little bit on the colder side. But either of these dips can be sort of room temperature, but you really want the flavors to bloom for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this salad. Look at that beauty. Speckled with all those colors. Olive oil is a crucial part of our cuisine, and it's what brings everything together. And this dish, baba ganoush, sometimes doesn't have anything in it. It's just really eggplant, garlic, salt, and pomegranate molasses. So they actually mix the pomegranate molasses in. I just like to kind of drizzle it for effect. You can also go ahead and mix this inside. I just like for dramatic effect. The herbs just sprinkled on top. It's like a nice, fun salad. Bread is a central component of the mezze spread. Often you'll see sort of a basket of bread. You can get some store-bought bread. You can come to Reem's, get a bag of bread from us. It really is sort of the best part of eating mezze. You can heat your bread sort of in a toaster oven and get it nice and piping hot, or you can, but you can kind of cut it in wedges and put it on your spread just like so. But you can either put it on your plate or go right in, and the best way to eat is to like use your bread as a vessel. Yep, and again, these are, if you're gluten-free, you can scoop these as a side, but excuse me, so good. Thank you all for joining me today and making baba ganoush 2 ways. I look forward to being in your kitchens this summer. Really excited to be a part of the 7x7 and the Spice Hunter partnership. I will see you next time.